Flip and Flight. Hi, Steve Maxwell here for the GolfLAB. We recently fit Dave for a new set of irons. We did that based upon his height, arm length, static information, and then we also did some electronic testing based upon his unique swing DNA. Those clubs have been built, they're now in, so now we're doing a little follow-up to make sure that they're fitting him exactly like we expected them to, and if we need to then add any slight modifications to fine-tune it for him today. Okay? So, based upon that 8-iron, we had a really good launch angle. Backspin was in a reasonable range. Flight looks pretty good as well, but we're going to test some things like the lie angle next. So we place this lie tape on the bottom of the club. Dave's going to self-serve there with the lie board. He's been through this, so he knows how it works. And we're going to hit another shot. Okay, so as you can see, it's made a line on the bottom of the club. What's nice about this is you can see that the line is tending to be towards the front edge of the club. That it indicates good impact to us. It looks like it might need to be just a wee bit flatter, but that's one. Let's try one more and see how we do.
It feels a little upright, and I normally go flat in my clubs, so that makes sense. Even though we did order them a little flatter direct from Strixon, we can tell these are Strixons. They're great. They look awesome. They feel good. I'm 5'7" in shoes. These are like an inch short. But I've always struggled with lie angle, so it helps when I let somebody else fit me versus diagnosing myself.
That really looks very, very similar. I think we do need to adjust these to a little bit flatter. And it can vary a little bit from club to club. So we will go through every one of the irons with him and make sure that they're where they need to be and make some fine-tuning adjustments as necessary.
Part 2 of getting these clubs bent for me, we just did the lie test and my mark was a little heel side, so I'm gonna go ahead and bend this. This is forged iron, so these are great to bend. They're real soft is what we say. So some clubs are cast and more hard, brittle metal. They don't bend as easy. This one's gonna be fun for me. Not too many people get to bend their own clubs, but in this case, I'm gonna go for it. Playing with my own toys here. So the jig here gets the club kind of set up parallel to its scoring lines. So there's a little bar here that helps me line this up, and so I can get my scoring lines parallel to that bar, because if I go back and forth here as the club goes forward, it's going to go flatter. As it goes this way, it's going to go more upright. So really important that the operator of the Loft Live machine knows how to set that club in there. Most people are plus or minus a half a degree at least. So if I put this in here, I could read one number, and then the next person puts it in here, it could be half a degree easy, sometimes up to a degree if it's not put in there right. So this is one of those jobs. It looks easy, but being consistent is hard. So I'm gonna measure this now, and it comes out as a 35 degree, 35 and a half 8-iron, and 60 and a half. So I've already ordered these flat, so it's close. I just like my clubs to be extremely flat. So I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna go like another degree and a half. I'm gonna bring this down to 59. And I think my target number is 36 on these irons. I'm between 35 and 36. Oh yeah. Okay, so quick check is 36 and 59, 58 3/4. So I always unclamp and then reclamp because it can move in here, especially with cast clubs. So we're reclamping to make sure it didn't move. Reclamp. 36, 58 3/4. So again, close enough to the 59 number. So that's it. So sometimes these clamps, they'll make little marks. So there'll be a little compression mark on the top line here. There's a little tiny one. I can't even see it on this one. I did a good job. And then sometimes there's a little marring on here. So we're real careful not to mess up the finish on these clubs. They look so nice. This one in particular I'm proud of. So I'm real careful. We have little strips of plastic tape. It's little plastic protective tape so that we don't mar stuff up. So this is really important for club fitters. This is something we're proud of. We do it right away. We do it while people are here. We do wedges and putters. Sometimes I'm one of the only one on this side of town that will bend a putter. So because some people are just a little afraid of marring them and scratching them. So this is a service that we do. It's very common. It's to fit your new clubs and also to adjust lofts so that the yardages come out right. So the next part is going to be hitting this again on the live board, and we'll see if it's actually any better.
Hi, Steve again. We're back now. Recall the last video, we were checking his lie angle. We noticed we needed to be a little flatter, so Dave went over to the live machine and bent this a little bit flatter. What we're going to do now is follow up to see how that worked. Apply the lie tape. And that again will mark when he strikes the board. That sounded pretty good.
Gonna have to go with it.
It has gotten a little flatter, maybe not quite as flat as ideal, so to speak.
Yeah.
But with your swing DNA, and you are so fast, so aggressive with your hands, if we get too flat, I think we're just going to be causing more ball flight challenges. So if you look
That's
at this,
what I find.
you're going straight down the line. So I think this is one of those cases where we let the ball flight dictate where we're at. That makes sense.
I think so. I've always struggled with going flatter with my lie angle. I go flatter to get rid of the big hook. I want to release it as much as I can, so I tend to flatten it a lot, and I still tend to get what shows up as not flat enough. It's just because I'm so short and my plane is relatively flat. So let's see if the numbers look any different if I just hit it off the mat real quick.
Certainly.
Because now we're literally just talking about whether it looks straight or the ball flight is doing what we
And
want.
recognizing the board changes the height of the ball a little bit relative to your swing tap. They had launched real close to center line and actually had no side spin one way or the other. 19 degrees on the launch, over 7,000 RPM of backspin, 160 yards in carry. That's a good solid 8-iron by any standards.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think I would leave it at that.